Hello, everybody. I am Opie Wright, and I'm here to pull names out of a hat. In this case, unfortunately, not literally. We are doing the Summer Cup 2024 opening ceremony and group draw. Got a nice collection of names here in my hat. Got a couple new players. Got a couple of old players, of course, as well, all over the place. So it'll be very interesting to see what goes on. It's just me today, unfortunately. Couldn't get anyone to come along this time around, but that's perfectly alright. As we all know, I am more than capable of talking anybody's ear off all alone. So let's get into it. With the Summer Cup group draws, here we have, should be able to see, there we are. Our nice little wheel up in the top left there. Lots of different names on there. We will be going from, it'll be, oh dear. I'm moving things around. Don't do that. It will be going from Group A, then into, Group B, then Group C, and then Group D, and then we'll do Group D again and go back around. Is how we'll be doing that. So, let's get things started with the first spin of the wheel. Our first pick is going to be, no, Astatine Effect. Bam. Astatine Effect in as our first pick for Group A. That is exciting. Give me one moment to get that in there for y'all. Boop. Astatine Effect, first pick into Group A. Lovely, lovely. Now let's get moving on to the next group, Group B. I do see some Astatine. A is for Astatine. Maybe we'll see Astatine getting out of group stages here. And second up, we have Sin 187, which is one of the new players that we have here in this Summer Cup, over starting out in Group B. I really don't know how this person plays, how many games they have at all. It'll be very interesting to see where they're at come the Summer Cup. See if, we have another player start grinding it up, playing a bunch in casuals, or if we have, someone who just is here for the fun of it, which is always a good time. And Sin 187 now into Group B. Doesn't quite fit the capital in the middle of their name. Yes, they do. All right, hide choice. On to our next pick in Group C. Now this is groups of 5, so getting out of groups will be a little bit more difficult than your average cup format. Oftentimes you do have groups of 4. So any group is going to be just that much harder with one more player to get out from. And I saw some predictions about Ico being in Group B, but I think it's actually the C that's going to be the relevant one, the second capital letter in Ico's name here. So Ico VT over in Group C, first pick there. Interesting stuff shaping up so far. Although really just the first picks are just kind of like, they're here, they exist. Really once we start seeing, the second picks and third picks in particular, that's when we start seeing these groups shape up big time. All right, on to our next roll for Group D. This is our last round of the first picks. And, ooh, oh, this is going to be a big one. Firelord Ethan into Group D as our very first pick. I said mostly the second picks are interesting, but this one is interesting already. Firelord Ethan has quickly become a very strong player, very strong pathing sniper. Plays quite frequently. So, already kind of you're starting to see a favorite in Group D. It really depends, though. Group D could stand for death, and it really is shaping up like that. But how's our second entry into Group D? You really don't want to see your name pulled here, so I'm crossing my fingers. We've passed my name. We're good. Oh, interesting. We have Jay Scarney right into Group D. I know Jay Scarney and Firelord Ethan started actually playing relatively around the same time. So they've got a similar level of like time in the community. However, Firelord Ethan I think has had more games and a bit more competitive success. So it should be very interesting to see how these two match up in Group D so far. All right. Into Group C once more. You think Scarney is like 4-0 against Ethan in comp? Is that right? I must have missed that. That is an impressive scoreline to have against Ethan, who has been just doing really well recently. So maybe there's just something about that matchup that Ethan can't quite get. So maybe that's much more interesting than I first realized. All right, on to our second pull of Group C, where we have, looks like it's going to be Blood Red Yeti. This wheel keeps baiting us with Yosh, right? Yosh has been like the very close by to a bunch of picks so far, but we won't see the hedgehog yet. Instead, we see a different mythical animal. And yes, hedgehogs are mythical. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, on to second pick of Group B. Ooh. Speaking of Lev T up in chat, Lev T starting off on potentially another group of death here. Lev, very strong player, has been for a long time. Sin's not going to be super happy about seeing Lev in their group already. And now for the final of the first snake. Astine in Group A being joined by Mad Spy first, it would appear. Indeed. That it's an interesting group shaping up. I'm not sure what I feel about that quite yet. But we still have 3 more picks into each group, so we have plenty of time to develop some more opinions there. And speaking of more picks into Group A and developing opinions there, another entrant into Group A will be Verdress. Okay. Verdress. Okay. This is shaping up to actually be a very interesting group. I really could not say who I think is likely to be on top in this group so far. I would hesitate to say I kind of would like just venture a guess at Astatine Effect, but Verdress has always been around, always been pretty solid, and Mad Spy first, never out of things for sure. And of course, we still have two more players to come. So, love to see these groups shaping up in an interesting fashion. Now back to Group B. Ooh, Wrestler or Grash. Either one's going to be a big a big name. Yeah, Grash this time around. That is that's getting to be a very scary. I know I said that Group D would start to be the group of death, um, but Grash and Lev T over in Group B already, with more potentially strong players to come. Whew, that looks frightening for sure. I certainly wouldn't want to be placed into B right now. But on to Group C once more. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is it me? It's me. Your TO. It's me. Opie writes, I don't have to be placed into Group B. Hey, all right. It's rigged, as I say. It's always been rigged ever since you know, ever since the first Winter Cup that I ever ran. It's always been rigged. You all should have known. Why do you keep letting me run tournaments when I just rig it all the time? All right. As if I haven't placed myself in the worst group of death that I did not get out of one time. All right, on to Group D. I still can't tell which of our which group is the group of death yet, Group D or Group B. That's really the two that I'm scared of the most so far. However, we've got another two rolls for Group D. So I think at the end of this, we'll really see if Group D is properly a group of death. And so far, we've just pulled Wrestler. Wrestler has been, very strong player in recent times. Like definitely, hasn't always had like super top level results, but has been very consistently just quite good, and can really take it to anybody on any day of the week. So Group D, I was asking, is it the group of death? It just might stand for D. Back to Group D once more. We skip past Pofke this time, and unfortunately for one of our new players, they have been drawn into Group D, where we already have quite a few strong players. Master Z, I'm so sorry. But that is the nature, unfortunately, of randomly drawn cups. All right, back to Group C. Looks like it's going to be Hoffnung over in Group C now. Our very last sign-up just got in earlier today, about 20 minutes before Rav did. So I'm really happy that that wasn't Rav's name that I just rolled, and instead it's Hoffnung. I'm sorry, Hoffnung, no offense, just Rav is very, very, very good. All right. Let's get Hoffnung up on the board there. Don't dare to give you Pofke now. It's honestly a fairly good chance, Lev. But here we go. Group B. Will we see a Pofke in there? No, not this time. Pofke's well away. We'll see Stafix as again one of our newer players. We have quite a few of those this cup, which is always fun to see. Stafix coming in, and unfortunately for some of our newer players, they have been drawn into groups with very strong players. Sin 187 Stafix over here with Lev T and Grash, Master Z over with Wrestler Discarney and Firelord Ethan. That's pretty brutal on that side of things. And all right. Well, now we're back on to Group A, and with this one, we will be finishing up Group A with the next two dice rolls. I say dice rolls; they're wheel spins. Let's see how it turns out. Oh, Lavanuk or Yosh. It's gonna be Yosh for this particular pull into Group A. Boom. Yosh. Yosh. Really, it doesn't matter. I think Yosh has said both at different times. I've heard it the same. I think it is Yosh, though. All right, final pick into Group A. Well, we were just debating between Yash and Lavanuk earlier with Group A, but why not just both, says the wheel. It wasn't sure whether it wanted Yash or Lavanuk on the first roll, so it was just like, yeah, Lavanuk and Yash. All right, Group B. Crossing my fingers to see Pothki out of the pool. Uh, sorry, Lev. And here we go. Last pick into Group B. Oh no, it's not going to be Pothki out of the pool. It's going to be Iggy the Grifter over into Group B. Very mixed Group B. I think Group B is probably one of our most polarized groups with 2 to 3 very strong players, very experienced players, and 2 just completely new players. So now I have to worry about 50-50ing Pofke into my group. Oh dear. All right, here we go. Group C. I rigged it, right? Don't do it to me. Oh no. Oh no. I have pulled Pofke. I didn't rig it hard enough, guys. I'm so sorry. So sorry to myself. And that does mean that we don't necessarily have to roll the. We're gonna spin the wheel one more time, for gentlemen's sake. We don't want anyone to feel left out of a wheel spin here. Gentlemen will, however, be our last pick into Group D. Oh goodness, yeah, it would have been quite the group of death to see Pofke in Group D. These are indeed the final groups. Boop, there they are, all up on your screen now. These are going to be top two players getting out into the bracket stage, where we will play a round of 8, round of 4, and then finals. Very exciting, I think. Since we always do this on these group draw streams, I'm going to go through and just give some fun little predictions. I like to have spicy takes. And there's no track here to just decline to answer this time around. So Group A, starting off strong. Asking Effect, Mad Spy first, Verdress, Yosh, and Lavanuk. Man, that is, I think Group A might be the hardest to predict outright. Group D is pretty up there in terms of difficulty to predict, but A just is like just this murky. I have no idea what's going on there, but I'm going to take maybe a spicy line, maybe a one that this player is going to deny. Definitely a one that this player is going to deny. I'm going to put Yosh as first, and I'm going to put Assassin Effect second in Group A. Just add that little bit of spice. Then into Group B. Well, this one, I as I said, is probably the most polarized group possible. Yeah. I just think it's really between in Group B if Lev T and Garage, like which one of them gets first, which one of them gets second. I'm gonna say Lev T gets out in first. I think that's a bit of a safer pick, and then Grash out in second place here, with Iggy coming in third, and then I'm not sure where our new players will rank with regards to each other. However, I would really love to see a new player step up and make a run for things. Yes, I'm aware that as I said, I am being spicy. If I were going with non-spicy predictions, I would probably put Asking Effect first in Group A. Uh, but this is I gotta add a little bit of spice to my predictions. It's just what I do. And so I'm just going to believe in the Hedgehog with Yosh. Into Group C, I always predict myself first in groups. Sorry, that's just what I do also. So I'm going to get out first. And what can I say? I respect Pofke a lot. I've played so many matches against Pofke. And he's just always been a super strong competitor. He's been a little bit on the back foot recently, but that is that was in Grandmaster, right, in SML. And being on the back foot in Grandmaster of all places is, it's not, it doesn't mean all that much. So I will be saying that Pofke gets out in second in Group C. Now on to Group D, which looked like it very well could be the Group of Death. It still kind of is, but the Group of Deathness is kind of, I feel like, split a little bit up this time around. Group D, we have Firelord Ethan, Jace Garney, Wrestler, Masters, and Gentleman. So the information about Jace Garney always seeming to having the better of that matchup with Firelord Ethan is super interesting to me, because I think Ethan is one of the strongest new players. And, I would usually just put Ethan coming out first in the group. The thing is, despite that edge Jace Garney seems to have in that matchup, it's really also about, the three other matches that you have to play during the group. It's not just about the one matchup. So I do think that Firelord Ethan is still going to come out on top, and then at that point it's choosing second place between Jace Garney, Wrestler, and Gentleman. And really, I just think that Wrestler is gonna, if you'll pardon the pun, muscle it out in this fight for second place. But I really would not be surprised to see almost anyone in any position in this group. Gentleman could definitely take it. Jace Garney could come with the upset against Ethan and then ride that to a second or even first place berth in the group. Lots of different ways that this could roll here in Group D, and I'm super excited to see how that plays out. And if y'all didn't know, we are going to be having another draw after the group stage for bracket stage. So there will be a bracket stage draw in which everyone who is a first seed will be drawn to play against players who are a second seed. And it's not going to be super interesting because we're going to also make it so you can't play someone you played in groups before the finals. So you really only have a couple of different options for who you could possibly play. But it is a new development, I think, that is very good. Stop the gamifying of like, oh, I kind of want to get second place in this group actually. Because you don't actually know what your path to the finals is going to look like until you get out of groups, and first seed should be the best seed always. So thank you all for coming out and watching the group draw. I really like the groups this time around. It doesn't feel like anything's too lopsided. Group B maybe again the most, but that does mean that we have a couple new players who we'll see play against each other and get more experience, which is awesome. Always fun. So, thank you once again. It's been a good time. Short little stream. And you may start playing matches now. You may start scheduling and playing matches. We're looking for about one match a week for the next month before we get into bracket stage. There is no set schedule. However, if you don't have, any matches played by 2 weeks, or really even a week and a half, I will probably be contacting you and be like, hey, what's up? All right. Have a good day, guys.